Work and actual work.
Work and actual work. Okay, now it's time for the you guys are watching this on YouTube, the post back. I am live right now, so after you watch this analysis and you see that I'm still live, if I'm still live by that point, then definitely come check us out, because we're probably doing some theorizing by that point. But right now we're gonna go step by step. It's only like less than 2-minute trailer, but we're gonna still go through and see what we can find, any secrets, anything that was, you know, we could have missed through our hype. So I haven't gone through it a second time yet, so let's see.
I went through it like 3 times after I reacted to it. I'm not gonna even edit my OBS recording. So
Me either.
I should check that, make sure none's stupid about it.
The heart you have now already existed during that time. Okay, I don't think they're obviously not talking about just Sora's heart specifically. I think they're mainly talking about, you know, Ventus's heart, because a heart that dwells inside him is Ventus and already existed during that time. Ventus was a heart that was in Sora that did exist during that time. So I'm pretty sure we could all agree that that's referring to Ventus here. It had already gone back into the past.
Oh wait, Nomura left a message when he posted the DLC trailer.
Wait, what did he say? Hold up, I gotta see.
No idea, but it's on Japanese Twitter. I must have Google translate this.
Link me the tweet. I want to see this too.
Here.
Because if Nomura is out here doing some wild stuff, all right, he posted this. I prepared a little bit of wording, but I'm rewriting it because it just started to throb. It may still be difficult to see the whole picture, but this time I will be able to confirm some aspects of collaboration and Remika. Please wait for the announcement of the delivery date for a while imagining the whole picture. So yeah, if we saw it this way,
writing it sounds like.
Yeah, so it seems like he
might get delayed, bruh.
I think they're not done. They're not done with the DLC yet. That's why they couldn't do the actual release date for it, and they're doing it because I think there's still some writing to do, etc. I think that way they can put it all together.
Yeah. When they say false light, in the Masters cutscene, I think he's talking about the Guardians. Pretty sure, because he used those as false lights, I guess. So I think that kind of confirms that the Master probably is the villain. Wait
a second. Hold up. I'm thinking about something. Something doesn't make any sense about that. We just said that was Ven, but Ven's heart never went back into the past.
Not that we know of.
That's not that we know of, but why would Ven's heart need to go to the past if he originally is from the past?
Hey bro, maybe it's a replica. Inside of Ventus.
No,
existed back then.
No. Well, one, that doesn't make any sense because, you know, the replicas were made by Vexen, and Vexen was not there in the past as far as we know of. And I'm sure because he wasn't, you know, there during that meeting with Xemnas in Kingdom Hearts 3. So I'm likely believing that that's not the case, especially since we saw him doing the replica program during Rechain of Memories, Days, Gauge 2, etc. Whatever. So this saying that it had already gone to the past, I don't think is referring to Ven anymore. Now that I think about it, it might be Sora it's talking about. It might just be Sora. No other heart associated with him would have gone to the past. But if we're talking about traveling to the past, he could only travel to the past if there was a version of him waiting there, or if there was a vessel, you know, a replica. But a replica can't happen because Vexen didn't make them back then. So how would this be the case? Also, if you guys are enjoying the analysis, definitely invite some more people in here. Get some ideas flowing. I'm looking at the chat too.
I feel like Oathkeeper. I feel like that Oathkeeper Keyblade is part of the Oblivion Keyblade might be part of the Oathkeeper thing. Maybe, because
nothing can change that fact. Okay, this is when we're seeing Axel fight Xion. So this has to be before Sora showed up, you know, to fight alongside them, fight Xion and fight Saïx. We had obviously designated that during our reaction video, but why is Lee using his chakrams here? Just because he wanted a little bit of long range? Or that was confusing to me. And we also see he used his Keyblade just then and changed his Keyblade into his chakrams. You saw that? He used his Keyblade and changed them into his chakrams. So he can still use both abilities, of course, like we originally thought. Kairi's heart hasn't been lost yet. Okay, so yeah. This is when he visits the final world. But Kairi didn't suffer, or they didn't think Kairi's heart was lost until the end of the game. So why would Sora be talking with Chirithy? This has to take place after the main game. It has to be. If Sora's in the final world again, he lost his heart again when this happened. This is also before we see him in Shibuya. That's the only way this could take place. 70 viewers was popping. So what happens is after Sora goes through the portal, he ends up in the final world. As far as we know, he lands in the final world. That's the only thing that makes sense. And now he's speaking with Chirithy again. And because the context of this cutscene is Kairi, him saying Kairi's heart hasn't been lost yet. This is him believing that, obviously, no, she's still out there. And now he's seeking help from Chirithy again to be able to help find Kairi's heart. That's what it definitely seems like. Sora sacrifices himself again, or gets killed during one of the fights, or travels back to the past again. Wait, Sora got removed from the final battle, so they have to fight without him? No, I think it's just giving us a little more context, like cutscene before it actually happens. This is what happens before Sora appears. That's what I believe that's what it was. And I don't think that moment was Ephemer either. I don't think Ephemer is in Sora's heart. Unless Ephemer is just Sora's dad or Sora's grandpa or something. Sora's grandpa theory. Let me stop. But yes, this scene is definitely after the end of Kingdom Hearts 3, because, like I just said, this is where he's seeking help from Chirithy to find Kairi. This can't be during the normal final world visit, because Kairi hadn't been supposedly killed at that moment. So he wouldn't have come and asked Chirithy about Kairi about this anyway, saying her heart hasn't been lost yet. Because if
he might have, though.
No, he would have mentioned everybody, because he knows something happened to everybody. He wouldn't have just specified her. Yeah, it wouldn't have made any sense in context of this sentence. It wouldn't make sense. She's still with us, right? Meaning us saying everybody's okay, except for Kairi.
This scene could take place before he
maybe. Maybe, but this situation is a lot worse.
Probably post-game.
Yeah, this is post-game. They definitely expanded post-game.
Is that secret episode? Are we getting that secret episode? Hold up. Yo!
Secret episode with Kairi, dude.
Yo! You might actually be... Hold on, bro.
Okay, so this situation here, I was originally thinking... There's a few things we gotta see here. One, he's using the Oblivion Keyblade. Oblivion Keyblade confirmed for Kingdom Hearts 3. We all knew it was coming. We saw Oathkeeper before. Oblivion's here too. I'm not surprised. I'm really happy about it being here. Also, new Dark Form. I don't know what Dark Form is, but it's looking pretty spiffy.
Whoever is that Square Enix, they better stop playing on beginner mode.
Bro, all that HP, dude. Acting like we ain't nobody noticing, dude.
Like, I definitely got jealous for a minute. I better not be able to spam fire during that fight. These look like some good bosses, though.
We can, as we were just about to say too, this is definitely a Vanitas fight, as we noticed during the reaction. This is definitely Vanitas. He's using that same flying situation again. He's using different silhouettes of himself, just like the Vanitas remnant before in Birth by Sleep.
This is better than Data Org, to be honest. Like, Data Org was kind of like they had like some new mix-ups, but like their moves weren't like crazy. I don't know, like. Okay, some moves that you would maybe get in the original fight, you were guaranteed to get in the data fights. But these are actually like new moves. It's literally a different boss fight.
Because this is definitely post-game. What makes me really believe...
That's Scala, definitely, also, that battlefield.
Yeah, because this battlefield is the key factor of what's showing us that this is definitely post-game. This is an optional fight. This isn't like main game. That's mainly because... the backgrounds always just reflect of what's going on in the story. Sora never really had to fight anywhere here except for when he was in Scala. That's the only thing that would make sense for it to be Scala. So because this is a unique battlefield, you can tell because they're not necessarily anywhere. If you look even beside the battlefield, they're kind of just in nowhere, similar to how when we fight within Sora's heart or something like that, there's no actual land around us in just this battlefield. Or if you remember the absent silhouettes in Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix, we were also just floating in nothingness too as well. So that's how you can tell this is definitely post-game Scala. Or this could just be the unique battlefield we do when we fight the silhouettes or the variations of each person. And it seems like we're alone too. Like no Donald, no Goofy, no Donald, no Goofy, no enemy teammates and everything. No multiple targets for us to fight. There's just him. And I think that's very, very good. And I think in-game in Kingdom Hearts 3 really needed that, because when you're doing multiple playthroughs, especially like when you're ProdigyxCD and you're doing all these crazy different kinds of way of playing the game, it makes fighting numerous people at one time on level 1 very difficult and very annoying.
Booty cheeks, bro. Oh my god. You ever fight triple Xehanort like on level 1, dude? That is one of the worst experiences like ever.
And it'd be a lot easier if you were just, they were by themselves. So
most of the fights are pretty fun by themselves. They're fun in Keyblade Graveyard too, but like, you don't understand. Like in every single like video I've made, guys, like where I talk about ReMIND, I always end it off by saying the thing I want the most is more bosses, better boss fights. Because I feel like Kingdom Hearts 3's combat has the potential to be a lot better than Kingdom Hearts 2's. To some people, it probably already is, because like, I mean, it's like if you're talking about the fun aspect, it can be a lot more fun. But when you're talking about the mechanical, the technical aspect of the game, like to utilize this combat a lot more, even if you don't have as many options in 2. But getting a boss where you're able to utilize a lot more of your options, you're able to just do a lot more because you have a boss that is on par with you. It's just really good. Because it's Kingdom Hearts 3, it's either like on level 1, you're restricting yourself to the point where you're doing chip damage literally, or if you're playing on critical mode or even like proud mode, your Sora is just so overpowered that he nukes everything by the time you're at the end of the game. So there's no solid like in between, and if this is that in between, I'm so hyped. I just can't believe it. Sorry for that rant, but yeah.
No, you're good. I'm just tweeting out that we're analyzing the ReMIND trailer. Okay, so we're about to continue, because there's another thing I wanted to bring up too that we're about to see here also. Ooh, I love that. Okay, so wait, what keyblade is he? He's using the Oblivion keyblade, and look at the freaking guard, dude. So he has Dark Burst as one of the moves. Oh my goodness, dude.
Go back frame by frame, like for the Vanitas part during the guard. He has like some chains around him.
Yeah, he has like chain.
Bro, look at that! Look at that!
See, that makes what it looks like does unique. It's not like, say,
like Birth by Sleep stuff.
It's like, yeah, it's kind of like Birth. Yo, if they add like a renewal barrier, that'd be broken. That'd be kind of broken. I mean, that's what it was like.
Bro, we needed 360 block in KH3. Bro.
Well, we needed. I mean, we have a 360 block in KH3 if you use the freaking Big Hero 6 one keyblade. That's a big reason why you use. I love that keyblade. I love that keyblade.
It has so much end lag on everything.
It does have a lot of end lag, but at the end of the day, man, it's good.
Yeah, it's alright.
Okay.
Like
see, and this is
walk forward like that. That's so dope.
And hold up, and you can tell this isn't normal. This is not normal. This is not story. They wouldn't have just walked up to each other like that without saying nothing.
Luke
like,
literally has a Keyblade post game, so it's like,
yes,
it's obviously not like.
And they think he's dead at the end, so it wouldn't make sense. Yeah, there's definitely data battles.
Okay. Here's a couple of things. There's 2 options for this. It could, maybe, because they might expand Scala. They just might, because I can't, post-game Scala, you can't even do Scala post-game. If you walk forward, you go into the final battle.
Yeah, there's no way to actually explore the town outside of, battle.
Unless they put a battle portal, like, behind you, like another one for fighting them. I don't know, cause
that's what they should do. Like, just put the portal in front of you, and if I want to continue on, I go through there. If I don't want to, ignore the portal and explore Scala.
The Cavern of Remembrance. You're able to do that like actually whenever you want, really. But I mean, obviously, you need to level up your drive form, so you can't literally can't do some segments without being leveled up. And you won't have all the bosses unlocked until you beat the game, also. So it's kind of like, I don't know what this is. This is post game though, so they might be doing something with Scala at Caelum. Not to get anyone's hopes up, because they don't like. Me and KingdomAce have our own opinions about Scala at Caelum, but they might be doing something with that world. Because I don't know where they would put this. Because as soon as you walk forward, you immediately go into that fight. So I don't know. It's weird.
I'd love for them to, you know, expand it. So I'd love for them to be able to expand that. I mean, it just makes the most sense. Sorry, I'm dragging this out because I'm promoting. Just because, dude, we really got the freaking we really got. Event.
That's so cool.
I feel like I'm gonna hate that QuickTime event later on, though.
No, it reminds me of Sephiroth and Cage.
Yeah, it literally reminds me.
The battle, he tries to insta kill you.
Wait, hold up. Let's see that again. Let's see this beginning part again. No, if you look closely, he already has taken damage. So this isn't the beginning of the fight.
Right.
So before it even happens, he's already.
Maybe it's a quick time event thing where like I'm doing multiple inputs. I don't know.
But he didn't even hit him yet. Maybe this is just the second half of it. Something like that. Could be
a cut. Maybe doing weird stuff like that.
Yeah, well, it's definitely a cut because the fight has already started. Because, well, I'm assuming we can't use focus at all based off of being grayed out. But he's already taken almost an entire bar's worth of damage. So
actually doing like. I love me a Western Showdown. Yo, that's how it looks.
Draw. Dude, it's awesome. Yo, if y'all are enjoying the stream, so cool. Send this link out to one friend. Or if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button to become a loyal knight. Be ready for these analysis, trailers, discussions, collabs. You guys are ready for it. Let me know. What's up, the Charizard Gamer? What's up?
Do we have actual limits?
Your
now
face. Hi, Jordan. Oh, what's up, Secret Reports? You haven't seen my face before? Well, in streams, I generally have my face in, but I think the one you were in, I didn't do. But
you haven't been doing it recently, from my memory.
Really? I thought I'd do it most times.
I don't know, unless there's a couple of streams I missed on Twitch.
You're right. Remember the quick shot in Final Fantasy 15, but except Noctis would throw some big magic explode. You're right. It even has the same name. Oh, okay. Oh, I see you, Nomura. Yeah, okay, yeah. So that definitely wasn't the beginning of the fight. So okay, let's continue on with Aqua. There's only one thing I want with all my heart. I think she's beautiful. Casting you out of Terra forever.
I have a feeling that Xehanort scene isn't gonna be playable. Xehanort and Lingering. Well, I feel like it might be a cutscene, but.
This is all gameplay right here. I feel like
this is a limit.
Yeah, it's got to be some kind of limit with us playing as either Ventus or Aqua. I'm thinking we're playing as Ventus because he's the one actually attacking, even though
it seems like a scripted segment though.
It does. So I think this is like
might be like a situational thing in the fight.
Yeah, like remember in Birth by Sleep when you team up with Mickey occasionally and do a move like that. Like if you get close to Aqua, and you do the actual command and you can actually initiate the move. That's what I'm assuming this is like.
Or even Roxas and Cage too.
Bro, my man Ventus over here playing Skate 4, dude.
Already someone like I think it was KZ on Twitter literally posted.
Oh my gosh. That's so cool, dude.
Ventus has always done cool stuff like that. His character's still some mid.
Oh, I liked Vin's character in 3 though. He seemed a lot more. He seemed a lot stronger. He didn't seem all like he was in.
Yeah. Love it. I love
oh my gosh. I suppose letting this one I saw highlighted by Cage 13 earlier. I suppose letting false light dictate the future might be pretty lousy. Add false light to the Kingdom Hearts dictionary, everyone, because that's a phrase we've never heard before. Because what does that mean? Letting false light. I'm pretty sure
that just means like, so it might be true that like people were making theories years ago about the next saga, and the thing people honed in on was because this is the dark, or it was the Dark Secret saga. A lot of people were thinking maybe we might go into like some light extremist saga or something, and that might be what the master might be. Some sort of extremist for light.
Dude, this analysis video is already 20 minutes long, bro.
Oh, is this being uploaded?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, what's up? Hi, YouTube.
What's the method to save Kairi then? They're likely going to use some, I feel like, Chirithy, because if you guys remember earlier in the trailer, we saw that this is post-game. He's gone back to Chirithy to try to find out how he can save Kairi. This takes place after he, leaves everybody, and he's already, him saying she's still with us, right? Meaning everybody else is safe. It's all over. But where's Kairi? Especially because he had already said Kairi's heart hasn't been lost yet. He wouldn't say that unless something had happened to Kairi. That's how it proves that it's post game.
Oh,
it's all coming together, dude.
In the Ultimanias, Nomura does say, or he does tease at he wanted to put a little small cutscene in Kingdom Hearts 3 where you can see when Kairi's heart is taken away, like by Xehanort, where you can see Naminé escaping from that situation. So I don't know.
Bro, I just had a Jimmy Neutron brain blast, dude. I can't even talk, dude. Okay, wait a second. Even though I've already kind of said this already, but it just kind of came together just now. Danganronpa, it's all coming together. That's how I felt just now. So right after that, the credits ain't going to roll or nothing like that after we see Sora leave. Then what's going to happen is it's going to transition, and then more than likely he's going to come here. Chirithy's not going to be here at first, and he's going to be wondering where Chirithy is. Then that's when Chirithy appears, wondering, what the freak are you doing here? What did I just tell you? You can't be coming in here like this. I get, you didn't do that on purpose before, but what are you doing here on purpose again? Like, he definitely misused the power of waking again, and this is where he probably doesn't even realize he can't come back yet. So more than likely, right here in the continuation of this cutscene, he's already talking to Kairi, explaining the situation to him, even though Chirithy should already know that something happened to Kairi, because more than likely, because Chirithy kind of I'm not necessarily saying Chirithy is an overseer of this area, but Chirithy is aware of who comes in and out of this place, because Chirithy has seen every time Sora has come to this place. All right. Also, Jaden, I know that's awesome. This is definitely limit cut.
Is this limit cut, or is this the secret episode, or is the secret episode even further beyond this?
And what I think happens next is why he believes Kairi's heart hasn't been lost yet. So because he can still feel her. So there may be some stipulation about how he's going to be able to do this. He can't go back, but he can go back, but only in a certain way. And this is where I think The World Ends With You comes into play. Those of you guys that play The World Ends With You, you know that they're not technically in the real world. There's two different versions of reality where, the dead roam and the living do. The dead can be right next to you and you wouldn't actually be able to see them because they're on a different plane of reality. And that is where I believe Shibuya comes in. And I believe Chirithy is going to make some type of portal that'll send Sora to there, and that's where he's gonna wake up in the Crossing District, and that's where he wakes up in Shibuya, which would make sense because everyone who's about to participate in the game, because this would be his only chance at getting his body back now. Because if you guys play The World Ends With You, that is the sole way we know in this Square universe that a dead person can come back to life, no strings attached. Besides giving something up that they really care about. But other than that, that's the only no stipulation. Sora is dead here. He's all but, all things considered, he's dead. He can't come back to the same realm as Riku, Kairi, and them without doing that.
False light is the new power of waking watch. I don't think so. I think false light is just the term he's using for I guess the Guardians of Light would be like false lights, like they're not going to save the world sort of thing.
I think he's calling them false lights because of what they think. They think they're lights, but they're actually false lights, and what they're doing isn't helping anything. That's what would make them their light false. So that's what I'm picking up. That's what I'm picking up from what he's putting down. That's what I'm assuming.
Master Xehanort, why did I say Master Xehanort? The Master of Masters, he doesn't say false light in key back cover, but when he talks to the foretellers, and most of the foretellers, they try to like confront him and ask him like how will this help us in any way? And he straight up says multiple times, like, doesn't matter what's happening now, it matters what happens in the future. And to him, this future is going to be dictated by false lights or whatever. But maybe this isn't even what the Master thinks. This is probably him just manipulating Xehanort so he can move the timeline forward. Because obviously Xehanort got tricked at this point, it seems. Or tricked, quote, I don't know. Doesn't seem like now it doesn't. I don't know. I kind of. When I think about it more, I kind of don't like it. When I think, well, I won't say I don't like it, because we were always under the assumption that Xehanort came to this conclusion partially on his own, but of like light, darkness needs to be in balance, yada yada. The world needs to be reset. But if that's the Master's doing, then, that partially takes away from Xehanort's character, but at the same time, it could also make you feel a little bit more sympathy for him. But that's if that's what you want.
So you have the power to make a change, and I think, no, he's saying so. He's like, so you have the power to make a change. This doesn't seem like the beginning of a conversation. This seems like a response to whatever Xehanort was just saying, because of just how he's making that sentence. So he's thinking,
or that could be YouTube captions messing up.
I doubt it. Closed captions are what was actually input from the user. So if it's closed captions, this is exactly what it's supposed to be saying here.
Well, I guess so. Maybe.
You have the power
this
to
conversation
make a change.
is definitely going to be a big. I don't know. Would this be at the beginning of the game, or would this even, or was this like post game stuff?
No,
I don't know.
It can't. It can't be.
Cutscene inserted.
I think this takes place during Kingdom Hearts 3. The Master of Masters is already around by then. But you know what? Wait, okay.
Wait, is he? What?
No, okay, hold up. I'm thinking. No, I think
this cutscene definitely doesn't. It doesn't take place during Kingdom Hearts 3, quote, but it might be like a flashback cutscene sort of thing. Because, well, again, in the last trailer, we saw young Xehanort had the silver eyes, so keep that in mind.
Didn't MJ say that? They're reminding us what happened in 2.9. We started the game in the final world. Didn't they say that the most important thing was like the opening? Like there was more in the opening than we realized. But this YouTube's closed captioning remember, this isn't just like auto translating, because this would have been really broken English. This is, if they put closed caption in the title, that's because they put the closed captions in. It's not because if I take these off, it'll say auto-generated titles. It's always said that. If it's something that they didn't want us to see, they wouldn't have left it auto-generated. Because it's not auto-generated, this is what they typed in. It's even correct punctuation and everything. No, I think this takes place in real time when Xehanort was young before learning how to time travel.
Yeah. That
would make a lot of sense. I think it's starting to make more sense that it seems like the Master of Masters is Xehanort and Ericus's teacher. As much as that, I don't want that to make any sense. This isn't the first time I've come to that conclusion. Like reading through the secret reports and the first ReMIND trailer, there are some things that only Xehanort would have known, and it just doesn't make any more sense. But then where does Luciu play into this fact? Where did the Master actually disappear to? I know. I was like, dude, what do you want for the world? This is where I think he's pushing him to go, and I think this is because if you remember correctly, we saw in the first ReMIND trailer, he's possessed. He hasn't been converted to darkness yet. This is him feeling weak in front of his master. That's what this seems like.
The thing is, it doesn't matter where they place this scene, because if it doesn't take place during the actual time period of KH3, then it really doesn't matter where they place it partially. I mean, they could place it like slightly before, I guess, I don't know, you see young Xehanort in Toy Box, or after you see young Xehanort in Toy Box, as like some flashback scene, but that could easily just confuse the fans. But because also I feel like the cutscene and the secret ending and the epilogue are for the sole purpose of hyping you up for the Master's return. So showing him here would maybe contradict that purpose, kinda? I don't know. So it could be part of some weird secret episode that takes place in the past. I don't know. What do you think about that?
Well, because this young Xehanort doesn't seem like the same young Xehanort that we see in Kingdom Hearts 3, it leads me to believe that this is the past. And that can still be the case because, you know, the Keyblade Graveyard, it still exists then, you know, because this takes place after the Keyblade War. It would make the most sense for that to be the case.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and also
amazing. Thanks so much. I appreciate that.
You gotta keep in mind the previous ReMIND trailer as well, because this literally is him from the past. Because they straight up talk about this world tour, which is essentially Xehanort's Mark of Mastery, and how he went off to like different worlds and yada yada that they talk about in the secret reports. So it's like this is clearly just past Xehanort. So honestly, it doesn't matter even where they put this.
Person at 11 seconds. The person who's dead at 11 seconds. Talk about Donald over there. Donald after that Zeta flare.
We'll go frame by frame if you want. Others.
Okay. I kind of want to get to the end first, and then we'll go back and look at a little bit frame. I'd try not to have this video be super long. I mean, it's already 30 minutes, so
yeah, that's already gonna happen.
What do you want for the world? It's bad news for Terra if either of them get hurt. So this must be while the Lingering Will is fighting Terra Xehanort. That's the only thing that would make sense. Because if he's saying it's bad news for Terra if either of them get hurt, his will is fighting his body, and if his will hurts his body, or say kills him or something, then where is he gonna go now? So obviously that's what he's probably saying. Because I did think it was strange that, you know, they fought and then that was it. Ain't nobody really talk about this really. They said it, they talked about it for a moment and just brushed it off like, all right, kept going. So it seems like he's talking, because remember, Naminé is the one who brought Terra here. So it would make the most sense, because remember, Terra was already here. His will was already here, but she, you know, gave him, you know, told him, hey, it's that time. It's that time, boys.
When is this cutscene taking place? Because they're in the Station of Awakening here.
This must take place right before, right afterwards. What I think would happen is right when they seem to be about to start fighting, Sora like kind of feels like, and then he has this thing happen, and then he goes back to the Station of Awakening, and it's Naminé trying to contact him. That would be the most likely scenario. I know that I just kind of meme that up, but that seems the most likely thing. That's the only way that he'd be in the Station of Awakening.
Naminé is the fortune teller of the KH series. No, just to let you guys know.
You have to leave, go to the world of Ocean and Sky. Yeah, the final world, because he's already been to the final world by this point.
Really?
Yeah, because I mean, if he had already lost his heart and they just came back, remember, that's the first time he contacted Naminé as the star in that world. So it would make the most sense already because everybody's back now. And if he's talking about Terra and his Lingering Will fighting, that means they already went to the final world.
Well, hold on. All he like really says is trying to go back. Yeah. All he really says, unless like they're just cutting things up, like
they're definitely cutting things up.
Bad news for Terra if either of them get hurt. And when he's talking about either of them, probably, you know, obviously Aqua and well, you know what? You're right. Maybe it is talking about the Terranor and Lingering Will battle.
Yeah, it's definitely Terranor and Lingering Will battle. It would make the most sense because hurting each other isn't going to help anything. Because if Terranor kills the Lingering Will, then Terra's all but lost. If the lingering will kills Terra, then Terra no longer has a body to go to. So he'll be.
Do then?
That's why he's kind of just saying it's bad news if either of them get hurt.
What is he gonna do about it?
I have no idea, but I guess it doesn't matter because he got his body back anyway.
That literally hold on. That doesn't make sense. Okay, so you're implying this cutscene is this cutscene takes place before the final world, right? Is that what you're saying? Okay.
I'm saying this takes place after the final world.
Oh, after the final world cutscene?
Yeah, yes, after they've already visited the final world and came back.
Okay, so like, dang, how would this work? Like, where would this take place at? Are they just gonna throw a random cutscene after like before the org battles or something? Because I can't think of a logical scenario where this cutscene would happen. But ReMIND might be adding a lot more. It seems like ReMIND is adding a lot more story than any Final Mix ever has, to be honest. Maybe Birth by Sleep is on par. Birth by Sleep Final Mix added a lot of story, but this seems like it's even adding more than that.
Yeah, it is. It's adding
some of these scenes literally just don't make sense within KH3's pacing, so that's why I'm just so confused. Like, where would this cutscene take place? I had a theory that maybe, because that last sentence right there.
And they're fighting right there, right here. There's a cutscene that Naminé and Sora cutscene is taking place right now. This is right before, because remember,
they're reworking Keeley Graveyard.
Yeah, they're reworking the actual story.
I made a whole video about it. I need to keep that word in mind. They're literally reworking Keeley Graveyard. Nomura said he wants to he didn't get to add as much as he wanted to, even though most fans thought that was the best part of the game. But he says I ain't do everything I wanted to do. Dang, right, so are we getting a bunch of cutscenes? Because Keeley Graveyard was kind of just a boss rush until the end. We got some cutscenes, of course, with the org members, but
okay, they said to watch this watch this at 25 speed. So it's at 11 seconds. They said there's someone else. They said there's 2 dead people. Well, I'm saying apparent dead people. Okay, we're at 10 seconds. We're talking about. Oh, I can't say that word. Oh.
Yeah, that's just Ventus and Lee.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, Ventus is right there. Oh, and Lee is right there too. I think this is them being taken away in that moment. Remember, they got kind of whisked away in that moment, and that's when.
Play this scene right quick, cause I kind of want to see it again.
Okay.
Yeah, I've already gone back into the past.
I'll pause once we see it on screen.
Voice is that, by the way?
This is Chirithy's voice. This is for sure Chirithy's voice actor. A voice actress. Yeah, this is Lee. This is definitely Lee. You could tell by the red hair. And that is definitely Ventus's. You could tell by the bottom stripe on his clothes. You can tell by his shoes. That's definitely Ventus. You can't see Kyrie in this moment, but oh no, Kyrie is, this is Lee hunched over, right like this. When he was laid out, we remember seeing him in the actual game. He was laid up against the rock, and Kyrie is, this is.
It's the same scene. It's nothing different. This is the scene where they get taken away, the build up to it. I think this is literally the exact cutscene where it happens, where they put stuff over it for the trailer, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. Now there are just certain parts I want to go in.
Hold on, replay that cutscene. It's only 6 seconds. I've already gone back into this. So this is. I'm just trying to confirm what I was thinking. This is them explaining that cutscene where they go back in time, or whatever.
Gone back to the past. That's the only thing from this trailer I feel like I don't understand still. The heart you have now has already. Wait, okay.
That line definitely throws.
The heart you have now already existed during this time. So is Sora alive during that time period?
This is them trying to explain the freaking time travel. So that's just what's going on here. That's literally just.
You can go back and forth a single frame. The Secret Reports herself is giving me these tips. I never knew that. You can actually go.
I literally told you that earlier. What?
Go by frame by pressing this by the period and the other symbol?
Yeah, and you just didn't do it, so I just assumed you did.
I never heard it.
Yeah, it's the period and the comma.
If you guys remember what Nomura said recently, John and I were talking about this. They was talking about a third, like, you know, like what was it? A third line or
third line for the Kingdom Hearts series.
Yeah,
double feature. Those are the two keywords.
These are. Look at this. I definitely think that the double feature. I think he's referring to ReMIND in general. The double feature is normally used like in media. Maybe this Keyblade Graveyard is.
Team was the one that presented him with that idea for the double feature thing, so that's probably Union Cross. But the third line thing is the series in general.
The third line would definitely mean a third timeline. That's the only thing that would make any sense. What else would a third line mean?
More is the same stuff, dude.
Child, adult, and downfall timeline is now in Kingdom Hearts. Dude, Kingdom Hearts and Zelda are now the same freaking series, dude. 3 timelines.
Don't ever compare Kingdom Hearts to Zelda ever again.
Well, I mean, you're right. Zelda is better than Kingdom Hearts, so let me not do that. Oh, I say that in the wrong stream. Oops.